Alright, thank God I checked this shit before we even started watching the video, because that would have been a total drag. Alright, forgot which one. Here we go. Cancel culture.
What's up, my neighbors? Welcome to a brand new
What's
video.
up, my neighbor?
Today we are talking about how everything got a million times worse. So it all started a couple of days ago when a individual woman by the name of Shiloh Hendrix used a racial slur. She did. She called a black kid the N-word, which is a rude thing to do. Now, in context, the black kid was stealing from her, and this was being filmed by a registered pedophile, and she called him the N-word, which, I mean, listen, personally, I don't think it's nice to call people racial slurs. And the entire internet freaked out. They started harassing her. They started threatening her life.
Of course, because why wouldn't they? You know, just because somebody like crashes out one time and fucks up, you know, it doesn't mean, hey, dude, now we gotta ruin her life and fucking, you know, fuck her shit up now. Like what?
Fundraiser, and she raised $500,000. Now, the reason why I'm giving you this context is because, for the record, Carmelo Anthony, a black guy, killed a white kid and raised $500,000 from supporters. The media was silent. No one had anything to say. Okay, classic move. It happens. Taking down white oppression. White people, they're getting oppressed.
It does not happen,
that's
dude.
based and stuff. Shiloh Hendrix used a slur, which is words, by the way, not violence, but words. Again, I don't think it's a nice thing to do, but it's words. She also raised $500,000. The media is losing their absolute mind. There is a racism problem in America. America's in trouble. America's cooked. Here's what Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, known for marrying her brother, had to say about this, the issue in America in regards to racism.
I would say our country should be more fearful.
Cousin fucker.
Of white man.
Of
White man.
That's the problem.
I'm not gonna take no fucking political views from a cousin fucker.
Causing most of the deaths within this country.
White men are causing most of the deaths within this country. I mean, that's probably because there are more white men. I don't know, man. No one show her the fucking statistics. You know, 13% of wizards are casting 50% of the black magic. Okay, listen, I don't want to. What the fuck does that even mean?
We should be profiling, monitoring, and creating policies to fight the radicalization of white men.
So she directly wants an
white man.
United States.
White man.
Policies introduced in the government on a governmental level.
Like she's so tired of hearing that bullshit.
He's
white. He's a white man. Shut up,
what
dude.
are we even talking about? The fact that this lady over here is an actual congresswoman.
Like, can you imagine if fucking white people were saying, oh, but he's a black man. He's black. He's black. Like, bro, what? Nobody cares about your color of your skin, dude. Stop saying that he's a white man, like, every sentence, dude. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, for, you know, people who so-called hate racism, you guys sure are fucking racist.
Is mind-boggling. She should absolutely go back to Somalia, where everyone is treated so much better.
Yeah, dead ass.
This is mind-blowing to me, and it is so frustrating that
actually
to see,
insano
someone
style,
try to literally
dude.
institutionalize racism into the country, and realistically, people aren't even really calling her out for this for some reason, even though I think this might be one of the biggest threats to basic anything I've ever seen in my life. She makes Trump look like he's anti-racist, for the record. Now, people are not taking this Shiloh Hendrix situation very well. Now, I made a video yesterday, or 2 days ago, rather, but it was uploaded yesterday. As you can see here, white privilege is officially 100% over. So, on this video, I got obviously a lot of hate. You know, this went through the Twitterverse, all people on Twitter. I can't believe Nux is racist now. I'm sure they didn't watch the video, but even if they did, I don't really care. On Twitter,
he's fucking racist. He's
just kind of the way things go these days. I've come to know that the more people criticize me for things, the more I realize I'm actually doing the right thing. Since uploading this video, there have been so many developments that I've become more radicalized. For real. I should never admit that. I have. I've absolutely become more radicalized for sure. Absolutely. We're definitely going to be cooking harder. If you thought the last video was cancel worthy, you ain't seen nothing yet. So, for the record,
you ain't seen nothing yet, Bobby.
Flash that has been coming to the white girl. Shiloh Hendrix for saying a slur, which, by the way, let me reiterate, not a nice thing to do. All right?
Yeah, like,
This was
don't get us wrong here. Like, we're not fucking condoning that, you know, you go around fucking calling everybody fucking, you know, ninjas and stuff. But it's like, dude, to destroy somebody, this is like exactly the Gina Carano shit, dude. How, like, she fucking compared the Holocaust to fucking wearing a mask. Yeah, it was a stupid comment, and it's obviously, like, not true, and it's fucking, like, disingenuous to compare the two things. But it's like, dude, to, like, fire them and, like, ruin their career and try to, like, you know, defame them and shit over something so, like, lame. Like, I don't know, man.
some of the backlash.
That lady, Shiloh Hendrix, whatever the fuck her name is, done called that little boy a nigga and gonna sit up here and make a GoFundMe to play victim. Girl, ain't nobody harass you, call you out your names and give you racial slurs.
I love how he's saying, ain't nobody harassed you. Ain't nobody harassed you, aside from all of us that are sending you death threats.
Yeah,
ain't
literally.
nobody harassed you. All right, dude.
That's crazy to me. And have the audacity to start a GoFundMe. It's gone now.
Look how
Oh yeah, but fucking Carmelo, like the people on the side of Carmelo Anthony, you know, they had the audacity to fucking make a GoFundMe for him, even though he fucking actually murdered somebody. Like, keep in mind, this bitch didn't even fucking like actually do anything. Like, she just said shit. All she did was say stuff. You know, that being said, she shouldn't have said what she said. But she, you know, at the end of the day, all she said was said shit. She didn't do nothing. She didn't harm nothing. You know.
believable these people are. It's like, I did not see
Crazy.
any pushback when there was a GoFundMe for
Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony,
Oh.
the black guy that stabbed a white kid for no reason, stabbed a kid in the heart. A white guy was killed, murdered, stabbed in the heart for literally no reason. Dead, from my perspective, literally dead, murdered somebody. This is like, it's mind-boggling to even compare these two cases because I feel like there is zero possible comparison between these two cases. Words are not violence. It was not nice for sure. Absolutely not a nice thing to do. But
100%.
like, how could you even
100%.
remotely equate this?
Yeah,
So
it's
when
like
you
not
have
even the
people
same
that
shit,
were
dude.
going out on a limb.
Like, you're actually
supporting
stupid if you're trying to
a black
compare them.
guy for murdering a white guy.
Like,
and
you've
you're
lost
out
your
here
fucking mind, dude.
crashing out over a white lady after getting robbed, calling a black guy the N-word. I feel like not only are your priorities askew, but it will radicalize America. Absolutely. And it's working. It worked on me. It worked on me.
Yeah.
After I saw the death threats and shit being said. Just let me finish this video.
Thank God people reported it. Because people like her, they deserve a bullet.
Yeah. So if
You
you're
hear
gonna
this
say
guy? They deserve a bullet. You hear this motherfucker?
people like her deserve a bullet and post that on social media, in my opinion, that is an incitement to violence. And unlike saying the N-word, that is not protected by freedom of speech. It is absolutely mind-boggling to me that these people feel like that what this guy did, in my opinion, is worse than what she did.
Yep.
You don't say inciting violence on people is absolutely worse than saying a racial slur. Again, not a nice thing to do, but like I don't even know how you could possibly compare these two things, let alone Carmelo Anthony, the dude that stabbed someone.
It's just
Or
crazy,
I'll give you
dude.
another
It's
instance.
just, like, actually
Luigi
crazy.
Mangione. Everyone remembers him. He's the guy
Luigi
that shot out the
Mangione.
healthcare
Everybody's
CEO.
sucking him off and shit.
Absolutely, allegedly murdered the healthcare CEO in broad daylight. He became a fucking hero of the Democratic Party, hero of the left. I'm sorry.
Oh, hero of the
I'm
left.
sorry, bro. How are you gonna have a fundraiser for killers constantly, supported vastly by the majority of left-leaning people, or at least the activist ones on Twitter, and make believe that this somehow is worse on a whole than any of that shit? I'm not gonna lie, it's very troubling to see how violence is more and more accepted and embraced.
It's just like the
by
common
left.
thing, dude. It's just
and-
like, you know, it's just like how it's cool nowadays, and it's a trend to just hate Jews and just to want the extermination of Jews. You know, it's cool to blame the Jews for every, you know, it's just cool to hate people. It's just cool to, you know, blindly hate people. It's cool to just attack people, rob them. You know, it's cool to fucking get a group of like 20 people and just rob your local bodega, your local fucking mall, and then be confused why all the stores are closing down, you know?
And how their double standards keep getting worse and worse. And the fact that the media outrage is all focused on someone who, after getting robbed, said the N-word, and not literally the outpouring deluge of death threats against her, where they doxed her. They posted her social media, her social security
Yeah,
number,
for real.
her telephone number. They posted all of her information online. They harassed her. They threatened her. None of that was picked up. And instead, it's all picked up that everyone on the right wing is racist because they're supporting someone who said the N-word. Which, again, I personally did not donate money and wouldn't donate money because I have much better uses for my money. However, from an outside perspective looking at this, here's another classic bullshit example. Trump posts an AI image of himself dressed as the Pope. Everyone, oh my God, I can't believe Trump is disrespecting Christianity.
But this respecting.
They do this. This is supposed to be Jesus, by the way, at this weird fucking orgy.
Yeah, I just always thought that this was hilarious, dude. Like how it's like completely okay, you know, for other people to make fun of everybody else's religions, you know, like fucking the Buddha or fucking, you know, Jesus. Like everybody's always making fun of the big JC, which I don't know why that's acceptable, but you know, like I've never really once thought that a fucking Jesus joke was funny or some shit. But you know, especially like for instance, like South Park, they're always portraying like fucking Jesus, or rather MTV, because you know South Park did try to portray the prophet. But where I'm going with this is like, look at the Prophet Muhammad, dude. If you even fucking try to show that, dude, or anything, you're fucked. Like they will send you death threats. Like it's like game over, you know. So why is it okay for everybody to do that with the big JC?
Thing in France, and yep, that was accepted by the media. Hell yeah, LGBT orgies for Jesus, yes sir. That's cool and based. That's not disrespecting Christianity. Trump posted an AI image. Oh my god! Oh my god! So currently, one of the major targets.
Oh
of
my
this
god! I bet
entire
everybody is
campaign
fucking
is
trying to
Matt
shit
Walsh.
on him.
Matt Walsh is a Daily Wire guy that made a video talking about this. That everyone told me I needed to react to this.
The Daily Wire.
I need to react to
Wired
his Matt
up.
Walsh video, and we're about to do that. But Matt Walsh essentially said, I don't know, I didn't watch the video yet, but people are sick of the racial double standards. They're fed up, and it's that simple.
100%.
And he is, in fact, correctly correct. He's completely right about this. Of course, social media doesn't like this idea. Currently, they are blasting him to hell and back. You know, they're blasting him to hell and back, bro. Attacking this man because he's...
Dude, if the general masses are attacking you, it's probably because you're doing the right thing. Doing the right thing is never easy, and it's not supposed to be easy. Ow. Fuck. Could like fucking scratch myself. Ow. Damn, dude, my arms are like so
such
like
a racist.
sore.
He's supporting a lady that said the N-word, and he's racist and evil, and it doesn't. The right is officially supporting calling a black child the N-word. Like, first of all, one of the most wild misrepresentations of the situation. No one is supporting calling a black child the N-word. People are supporting tearing down this white guilt bullshit double standard garbage. So, anywho, I thought it was important to put all this into perspective before we actually see Matt Walsh's video that has Twitter literally on fire. Everyone on Twitter is losing their shit, freaking out. I cannot believe that Matt Walsh is supporting saying the N-word. So anyway, I'm excited to lock in and see this. Apparently this is a very controversial video. And apparently that, what can I say? I think it's a really interesting state as it stands right now in America, because in America, for some crazy reason,
Crazy good.
Recognize that these people are retarded. All right, let's see what's going on.
Saying the N-word to a child in a moment of anger is bad. Is it so bad that it warrants the total and permanent destruction of a person's life?
Absolutely not. Unlike murdering
What I've been saying before. It's just
Now,
like
to the
fucking
social media
stupid.
mob, the answer is always yes.
I mean, yeah, that's welcome
So is
to
yes
social
until it
media.
affects
Yep,
you.
That's the social media mob. That's them. Hell yeah. These people, the moral arbiters
Always
of justice.
fucking yes until it's
Oh
happening
my
to you,
God.
dude.
By now, you may have heard the name Shiloh Hendrix. Up until
Yeah, I'm
Shia
probably gonna
LaBeouf?
keep covering
I've
the
heard of
story
Shia
as things
LaBeouf.
unfold, because the current deluge of death threats and hate towards her. Obviously, if you don't like her, I think that's valid. I don't think she's a very nice person. Personally. That said, as far as the movement goes and the public discussion goes, oh fuck yeah, it is beyond time to have this conversation.
Until last week, no one outside of her friends and personal acquaintances knew she existed. Now she's at the center of one of the more intense social media controversies that we've seen in recent years. And it all began in the late afternoon on April 28th when the woman we now know as Shiloh Hendricks took her young child to a park in Rochester, Minnesota.
Yep, we covered this. We covered this. Oh my God, dude.
And at some point, a black child, reportedly 5 years old, tried to steal something from her diaper bag. Shiloh apparently responded in anger, and as the story goes, she called the boy the N-word. Now, a man named Sharmaki Omar,
The left's new hero.
That's fucked up, dude.
The left's new hero, a Somalian immigrant pedophile that was filming all of this. Woo!
Somali immigrant and not the boy's father,
It's not the
allegedly
boys.
witnessed this altercation and decided to pull out his phone. And the resulting video has gone extremely viral across every major social media platform. Here it is.
You call him a child?
Dude, I love how this guy says the
Yeah,
N-word
I was here to
5
meet
times,
kids, and
asking
you
her
called
if she
him.
said the
You
N-word.
called him the N-word? Are you serious?
I don't know, man. I really feel like I really feel like it's crazy, bro. It's wild.
Did you call the child the word? It is my own business. You call him a
Oh yeah, it's your business because you were there for children. You fucking
Got
free.
him destroyed. Joan of Park.
Why don't you have the boss to say it right now again?
Damn, doubling down.
Okay.
I think people like the fact that she doubled down. To be honest, it's like
Yeah.
I'll be real. I'll be honest. It's the fact that she actually doubled down.
Double
It
D.
destroyed cancel culture. Cancel culture is in cinders.
Fuck you, yeah.
Just don't apologize for
apologizing
anything,
for
and
shit.
you survive on the internet right now. God damn.
All right, that's what you say.
You don't go digging through people's
Nobody dig into your That little kid, you call him a
The little kid. I was here to meet kids. I was here to touch young boy.
So that gives you the right to call the child 5-year-old and the N-word.
Wait, hold on. So the reason why the news says that it's a 5-year-old is because this one random Somali pedophile said that the kid is 5. There's no way. That's crazy.
Guy probably
That's what
wanted the
you're
kid to
gonna
be
call
5.
You know, that's a hate speech.
You know, it's a hate speech. That's a hate
Actually, she didn't,
speech,
'cause
huh?
she's in a little lovely place called America. Let's go. Again, I just want to make this clear.
Yeah, if that fucking fat troglodyte Rogan could go, on the interwebs and just blatantly say that she wants the death of America and the death of our soldiers who risked their lives for her to sit in her fucking room in Minnesota and fucking stuff her face and shit with snacks and wish ill upon them that they don't get health care and all this nonsense, saying that you want to bake a cake, a 9/11 cake, and fucking drive a plane through it. Like what? Like that shit's alright, dude. That shit's alright, but the moment, somebody has a bad day and crashes out and fucking says the N-word, now it's fucking ruined their lives, like what the fuck? Shit is crazy.
In fact, support calling random people racial slurs. I think
Are
it's
you
not
already
a
in the
nice
game
thing to
already? I
do.
don't even know.
But hate speech doesn't exist in America, goddammit.
And you can be recorded for that.
Like Misty
Be
Simmons.
recorded for
Oh,
that. Oh, maybe we should trust his experience that
damn,
this kid is
dude, my
5 years.
fucking
Oh, is
That's
that
just
Alonzo
crazy.
Green?
Huh?
Is that Alonzo Green?
Weird.
Is that
Because he has
Alonzo?
experience with children.
Why somebody else joined?
I did not think of it that way. I did. You make.
Hey, nah, I'm Alonzo
This guy
Blue,
actually-
bro.
he is a
Not
pro.
green. Fuck that nigga green, bro.
Gotta
What'd you
recognize
say,
him
dude?
for
Okay,
that.
we'll see about that with
Shit.
Yo,
Nah, I'm bored as fuck.
For what, bro?
the internet has to say about you.
Hey, I'm fucking down, bro.
And the internet gave her $500,000.
Yeah, join
I'm a
up, bro.
fucking
Continue with the
sell
story.
every
Several
fucking
more
match. I
twists
hope
and
y'all
turns.
aren't
We should
playing
note a
ranked
few
great.
things. First of all, we don't actually know
Nah,
for sure
they're
if the
not,
boy
I
is
don't
5 years
think.
old.
saying
Rank
rank right
out
there?
filming, who is apparently not related
What's
to
up?
the
Yeah,
child. In the video, we appear
yeah,
to get a
nah, I
glimpse
was
of
talking
the
about
kid,
front, not
and
it.
from the glimpse anyway, he
Yeah,
They're
he
just
doesn't-
playing
looks
like
older.
free play right now.
older than 5. Omar has additionally claimed that the boy is autistic,
Yeah, no,
which we
it's
also have no
sick.
proof
Lit
of.
as hell,
And we
bro.
I cannot believe you would say the
It's either
N-word
this or
to an
fucking
autistic, retarded
motherfucking
child
Call of
in
Duty.
a wheelchair, minding his own business.
Brain
How
rot.
could you do this?
Brain rot.
an
brain
innocent
rot.
young
The actual
child.
encounter between the kid and this woman. Did she scream the N-word in his face?
Thinking about
Yeah,
roses
brain
and
rot.
dragons and
Mutter it
shit.
under her breath? Did she say it about the child after he'd already run away? We don't know. And as far as I've
Yeah, I
seen,
gotta
we haven't heard
fucking-
anything from the boy's
I gotta get
parents.
the Switch too, bro.
We don't know where
I
they
don't know,
were
it's
in
like
all of this, if they were
$600,
even
man.
there.
I mean, good for the boys' parents to be
Bro, who
honest. They
cares,
shouldn't
bro?
get
Might
their
as well just
kid
get a
involved
laptop,
in
dude.
some social media race war shitstorm. Like
I get the
kid's
laptop,
trying to
then
steal.
how am I gonna
alright?
play
They should
Smash, bro?
bitch slap the fuck out of their
Oh,
kid.
the original Switch, man.
What the hell, man? If I, as a kid, would have tried to rob a lady in a park, my parents would have killed me.
I want the Switch too.
Like, I'll be real, I wouldn't have even thought about it. I would not have even considered robbing somebody as a
Like team
10-year-old.
ability.
Like, that kid's background was fucked up. Whatever
Which
happened.
is very strange.
But
So
yeah,
there are many aspects of this story that are bizarre
hopefully it's
and
just fucking.
unconfirmed. And here's another disturbing detail. The Somali man behind the camera, Omar,
He's a
was
predator,
charged a couple
yeah.
of years ago with sexually assaulting a minor.
A fucking child predator.
It's
Yo,
unbelievable. how
not
many layers the story
yo, the
has.
India
So the
Pakistan
pedophile
shit got
hanging
me
out in
weak
the
as
park,
hell still, bro.
Virtue signaling about
Yeah,
someone
bro.
else saying the N word. Like, you can't even. This is too. It's too insane to be real.
Like you playing
According to
that
the
shit
local
in the
news
car?
channel KTTC,
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, you gotta know what's going on, man.
those charges were dismissed.
I
A
did.
separate
I-
report by the local
told
ABC
her hop
affiliate
on, bro.
adds that the charges were dismissed, quote,
Nah,
in the
hopping
interest
on.
of
Me,
justice.
yeah, I am, dude.
Whatever the hell that
Fucking,
means.
Oh
hold
my
on.
god. You've got to be shitting
Give
me.
me a sec, chat. Let me, move this shit over.
Yo, you know India and Pakistan have beef
They've been had beef, dude.
for thousands of years.
For like all eternity, dude.
Yeah, there's just some people that just don't get along.
Yeah, man.
This motherfucker's high as shit. Give me that, he's fucking retarded.
Shitting me.
Alright, gotta put that over
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Bro, there is no way.
You got smoked, bro.
Oh
These are
my
intellectual
god.
conversations we need to have while we're smoking our cannabis.
Yes.
Cannabis endeavors.
Bro.
That's crazy.
Cannabis
In the
endeavors.
interest of justice.
Cannabis culture.
I have a feeling that means that they're trying to hide the crimes of immigrants.
Now we're in the
because
game.
for some reason, people are doing that now in,
Oh, bro, we
and
was
in
fucking
England and in
dying.
Germany and in many other places.
So we
They
lose
want to
that
make
we-
believe that
I was about to invite Pesha.
that everyone should be going to El Salvador to
No, you're good, bro.
go and fight for the rights of
He's like, I
terrorists.
ain't playing that
Oh
shit.
my
man.
god.
But whatever
You
it
be
is,
asking me here, right?
now Omar, who was previously charged with a
Yeah,
sexual
I
assault of
forgot who
minor,
that kid was.
is
He's
at
like
a
a fucking
playground with his
rando.
camera out filming. So
Just join here, like
make
never
of
even
that
joins
what you
your
will.
talks or anything.
So
or even plays
I
with
will
us.
make
You
of that what I
randomly
will.
join.
Yep, 100%. Hell yeah, dude.
There
It's just
are
like,
quite a few
yeah, bro,
details
I'm
that
part of
still
the
need to be
Discord
filled in here,
family.
but the saga continues
Fucking-
anyway. What happened next
The
is
turd
quite
mafia.
predictable. The social media mob went to work. They set out to
Yeah, they went to
identify
work.
this, at the time, anonymous woman and ruin her life, or worse.
That's what they do.
Yeah,
That's what
him
cancer
blogging.
culture
Who
does.
got things kicked off. What?
All right.
God
Cancel
help us.
culture, dude.
She claims that that other child took her son's
Yeah, dude, you
belongings
didn't see
and
that
gave
girl
it
that
to
fucking like some little black kid was fucking like robbing her or some shit, and then she like called him the hard R.
Oh,
And that-
nah.
And now yeah, dude, and now everybody's fucking, you know, trying to well, everybody did dox her and like they've been harassing her and like threatening her and shit, dude.
The guy who recorded the video.
And
is
they're trying to
familiar with the
fucking
child.
like destroy her life and
You know I'm
shit.
not gonna rob a
Not
lady.
moving. He was just there. He was just a
I mean, it
random-
was like some 5-year-old dude, like it was like some 10-year-old dude. It was like he was like going through her bag and shit, and it's like, you know, like obviously you shouldn't go around fucking calling anybody the hard R, especially like a little kid. But it's like, dude, to try to destroy somebody's entire life and like literally try to kill them and fucking harass them and shit, just because they crashed out one time, dude, that's like kind of crazy, bro.
Some guy charged for being sex
I mean, she could've won a different
assaulting
way
a
about
minor
it.
that was hanging out in the park.
He brings
Yeah,
his
no,
children
100%
out.
she could have gone a
Child
different
and
way.
his
That's-
siblings are often
Obviously,
Is
but
that true?
everybody's
Was he
trying to like
making this up?
legit
Did he
actually
really
destroy
invent
her
this
life now
backstory?
just because she fucked up one
Played
time, dude.
The kid she's going after has autism.
How does he know this?
Be like that,
And also,
bro.
she
It's
didn't
like
go
all the
after
people
him.
that
She
kills
popped
people
off
by
because he tried to steal
accident.
her thing.
They're in
What are
jail
you
like,
talking about?
fuck.
Is the white savior really here to protect people? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, this,
Oh my
this
God.
world is not for the weak, man.
Budget Jack Black.
Yeah,
No,
running
sir.
consensus of fake facts, I guess.
Alright,
Niggas eating.
Neurotypical.
I've loaded up Overwatch.
Why do you know that?
I'll be playing
Why
Marvel
was the
Rivals, bro.
autistic child trying
Huh?
to steal her shit?
didn't have
I don't know if you.
nothing
I don't know if you
done
can
would
about playing
justify
Overwatch.
her
but I
calling
got
him
asked.
slurs and
Oh
pursuing
my
him
gosh, can
physically.
maybe
Was
load
there
up
any
Overwatch
evidence
for
of her
nothing?
pursuing him physically? This is crazy. How do you make a video like this?
Yeah, that's
He's on
insane.
the right side of the liberal perspective. He's in the
Liberal
right
perspective.
little fucking echo chamber in the liberal hive mind.
Rules for thee, not for
Make
me.
up reality and fan fictions.
Which is what she says she was doing before this guy intervened.
Hey
He said
man,
after he
I don't be on
she
the
sat down, hurled more slurs,
on no teams,
told him
man.
and
Just
his wife that they should
pro
leave the
people,
country.
man.
I mean,
Government
he's
is
a
not for people.
pedophile. I agree with that actually.
Alright, let me know when you guys are. Well, are you guys
And then,
playing
a
fucking
guy
Marvels
who
or are you guys
found
on
out that she was calling
Overwatch?
Someone to
No,
come
we playing Marvel right now. Look.
Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking load this shit out there.
down there and handle things. Fortunately, no one came.
Fucking
And
guy.
eventually, she packed up her child and left. But this woman is a danger to children.
What?
It just went 1-1. I was like, damn
I
it.
wonder if this guy made a video calling out Carmelo Anthony for stabbing someone in the heart. Like,
He probably
this
did not.
is mind-boggling. I wanna just be real here for a second. Something
Most
else that's important
definitely,
to
in
know.
fact,
Everyone's favorite terrorist sympathizer on Twitch, Hamas Pike.
Yeah, what happened to that other dude? He's going-
Ideology and being so
told you,
based
dude,
and
he's
cruel
just
in
some
many ways.
fucking rando.
So he said that Carmelo Anthony's case.
Oh
was
crap.
likely
Chad, we
self-defense.
gotta react to something
I just
else,
wanted to
dude.
let you know this.
Fucking
He said Carmelo Anthony
Bungie's
was
getting
likely
sued.
self-defense, and he supports Luigi Mangione. Two cases where
Oh,
he was
Luigi
punished
Mangione.
for murder,
Whoa.
allegedly.
Not Bungie getting sued.
Bungie's getting
Obviously, everyone's
sued,
against
brother.
her because she said
Brother?
the N-word.
Hi.
Then
She
what's
doesn't
up,
have
brother?
to
What's that guy's
other
name,
kids.
dude?
She's
Fucking
raising her
fucking-
child.
What's up, brother?
She has at least one child of her own, which is also concerning. So, Rochester, Minnesota, someone do me a favor. Take a close look.
Material.
Dude,
Are you fucking kidding me? They're trying to get her child taken away from her because she had a,
What?
albeit not very nice, pop-off moment in the park.
You're trying to take away her kid just because
Like,
she said the
are you
N-word? That's
fucking
actually
crazy?
crazy.
These people doxed the dad of the white kid that was stabbed by Carmelo Anthony. They
Yeah.
doxed Austin Metcalf's dad
Mhm.
and harassed him. What?
It's just not that
see the
time
face clearly.
anymore.
Someone, please, tell me who she is.
Holy shit! Cancel culture going crazy.
For what? What do you want to know,
I'm-
big fella?
Honestly, the thing is, while I don't think that Shiloh Hendricks calling that kid the N-word is a nice thing to do, in a weird way,
Alright, cockroach.
I'm kind of
Damn, where the hell's Alonzo though?
just from my perspective as a content creator.
I'll text him right now,
laughing
Kakarot.
at the chaos on the internet. This is insane. It is insane to see this despicable, gross double standard.
Okay, so she's a danger to children. She shouldn't be allowed at playgrounds. She shouldn't be allowed at playgrounds, not the guy that was charged with sexually assaulting a minor. But he says, please, internet, find her, and countless others joined in. And in some cases, they were calling for the woman to be imprisoned for saying a bad word.
All the freedom of speech guys, everyone out there, I cannot believe Trump is deporting terrorists for freedom of speech. Because according to them, everything is freedom of speech if they like it. But they want to imprison people for
texted him.
saying words.
Yeah, tell him to hop on.
I did.
Woman who called the little boy the N-word, the 5-year-old little boy, artistic boy.
5-year-old little autistic boy in the wheelchair. He's retarded. He has cancer. His parents are both dead. He's in an orphanage.
He's got glaucoma.
The orphanage
He's also got
wasn't
glaucoma.
Nice to him. I can't believe that. You know, he didn't eat for like 26 hours at that point.
Damn it.
Starving, just looking for some food. Robbing that white lady, just looking for some food she deserved.
He also
She
survived
had
the Holocaust.
slaves.
He's a
It's
Holocaust
true, I've
survivor.
seen them. God
Damn
nerfed
it.
bro 5 times. Like, what are we talking about?
She needs to be found and locked up.
Yeah?
Sick.
For saying a word?
Found and locked up.
For saying a word, bro?
So please tap in.
Tap into
Now,
what?
many
You might
other
not gonna
videos
tap
of
your
people
chin.
hoping that she would be found and physically assaulted or killed. Some were even.
I mean, I just showed you one saying that she deserved the bullet.
Like,
Like,
yo.
the backlash is crazy, and it's
Okay,
the wildest
okay.
part is I've
Yo,
seen
join,
more
bro.
vitriolic backlash.
Dude, I
for
told
this
you,
lady
dude. I had to
saying the
fucking
N-word
close out
than for
fucking
Austin
Overwatch.
Metcalf
Now I gotta let him
getting
Marvel.
murdered
I
by Carmelo
he's
Anthony.
like, I'm closing Overwatch.
threatening violence against her baby.
Alright, let's
that
give
you
me
can see in
load
the
of
video.
Overwatch for nothing.
Here's one
Put
example.
some Alonzo.
Hey, TikTok.
I just got a real quick question. So we all know what happened with Shiloh Hendrix and how she got all this money, right?
Yeah, the money that she got was not because people necessarily even supported her saying the N-word. I think that the money that she got was literally to make a statement that the double standard in society has to end. It has to be over with. That for whatever reason, if you're from a specific minority group, you can get away with murder. Literally. But if you're a white guy, you need to sit there and melt in your little pool of white guilt, crying
That's some good ribs, dude.
lacerating your flesh to atone for the sins of your great-great-grandparents. Like,
said you need to atone the sins of your great-great-grandfather. These sins were promised to you
it's about the
5,000
social
years.
media war that's happening right now.
Off the whole reasons. But you know what? It is what it is. Right? So I'm just sitting here thinking, what about the baby?
It's like I'm on it.
What, baby?
What do you mean? What about the baby?
What about the baby?
Yeah, he's blown up.
Because technically, that
He's
baby's
like, I got
gonna
one
grow up
game.
and be
Bro,
part
you
of
trying to play Overwatch?
Okay. That
Oh my god, dude, don't even start, dude.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I?
Don't even start, dude. Don't even start.
You want them to kill the baby?
Yeah.
The baby's gonna grow
Go
up.
load up Overwatch.
Nah, dude. You're getting on fucking
What the
Marvel
fuck?
Rivals, bro. You
Baby
just
might
fucking
grow
told me
up.
to get off Overwatch and load Marvel
It's
Rivals.
baby Hitler because his mom said the N-word when he was robbed. What
Fucking
are we
hear
even
this guy,
talking-
chat?
What are we even saying?
he's gonna grow up and probably be the worst of the worst out there in the world. And you know what? I don't want that baby.
Nah, he on
that look
Twitch
like
right
me.
now.
Policing
Son
children
got,
that
see how much
look
views my boy got today.
Holy fucking shit, man.
I don't want that baby growing
Playing
up doing
Overwatch.
that to people that look like me, all because it was taught that.
No.
But since unfortunately CPS is not going to be able to do nothing, what should we do? I think you guys should
You
let me
playing
know.
Stadium, bro?
Because part of my
Me?
thinking was,
Yeah.
GoFundMe,
What is that?
You know, raise about $1 million. Go slap the hell out that baby.
You just said the quiet part out loud. It's like we need to make baby like baby Hitler and incite violence to go assault a 2-year-old child.
whole watching about.
Yeah, he won't grow
Yeah,
up
bro.
racist that way.
Stadium's lit, bro.
Yeah,
hop on that.
yeah, let's beat
Oh,
up
you are?
random white kids so they don't grow up racist. That'll
Yeah,
help.
Overwatch.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Make that baby brainless or something for a while.
Dude.
What a-
Load
this
it
isn't
up
even-
and make it look.
I don't even know what to say.
He should still get to live. I mean, it just might be, you know. But hey, that's what happens when you grow up with racist ass
I
parents.
like Donnie, but Donnie, you can't focus.
What the fuck?
Like, those are hard parents.
gotta-
It was the other
Eat
day.
their consequences.
They're gonna eat the consequences.
What the fuck did I just watch? This guy asked.
Consequences.
What are we even talking about?
Now, I would say.
I don't even know what to say. I feel like that guy, that one TikTok is infinitely worse. Infinitely
Oh man, dude, I've been
worse
loading Marvel
than the
Rivals
lady
so long.
calling
This
black
shit
kid
is
the
taking
N-word. Not
forever.
even close. Not even close. Not just because he's like a sub 50 IQ
I'm
guy that's gonna
sorry,
get his
bro. I
entire
was
movie
like,
to
I
look even
thought
dumber
these
than it
niggas
already
gotta
is.
play Overwatch.
But without even
Yeah,
that
dude,
doubt,
this kid
is
fucking tells me we're gonna play
incitement
Overwatch,
of
makes me load
violence
Overwatch,
against
and
a
then
baby.
fucking now he's telling me to
Like,
fucking get
actually
on Rivals, and then
inciting
now
the
he's telling me to
violence
get back
against
on
the baby.
Overwatch.
And
Like,
if
what
this
the fuck?
is a mentality that other people have,
My
all
fault,
those
my
people
fault,
need to get
brother.
looked into. I don't know, maybe Ilan Omar, maybe you
The
should look into that
ADHD
shit.
kicked in.
Oh my god, what an unbelievable clown.
That ass.
I've never seen something like this before in my life.
Ass that.
Infinitely worse than Shiloh Hendrix.
Shia
Not even
LaBeouf, he's
close.
definitely worse than Shia LaBeouf.
Holy fuck.
You gotta eat their consequences.
Yeah, you
Now,
gotta
I
eat
would
that
say that
ass.
encouraging people to beat a baby unconscious
Hey,
is
yo.
worse than saying a bad word to a
Agreed.
Chad
child.
did not like that one.
And yet, there's no mob forming against that guy
Obviously, there's no mob forming against that guy. That's not the point. That's not the point.
or the dozens of other people.
You hear this
who,
guy, Jin?
hit like on that video. So this is all unfolded
Yo,
as you
nah, that
expect
new,
up to this point, leading to the predictable news that the Rochester Police Department is now actively investigating
I
the
don't want to
woman.
get the battle pass. I want to straight.
What
Yeah, I'm the one
investigation
from the
is
message.
there? She didn't commit a
Out of all
crime.
time for me to have enough for a battle
Again, I agree, it was not a nice thing to do. I wouldn't do it. I would tell people not to do it, because in general,
Yeah, that would be dope.
hurling slurs at people is not very nice.
Yeah, it should be hurtling,
Now listen, I am
like,
a
you know,
man of
fucking
God. I believe in being good
hurling
to people and
racial
stuff.
insults at
But,
anybody.
like,
You
this
know?
is retarded.
That's how you get sent to Pound Town.
No. Wait, you loading up right now?
And others began calling for
Me?
CPS to get involved and remove her child from the home. For example,
Yeah, into
there's a
Rivals,
guy
dude,
who
on
put up on the screen who
55%.
wrote a letter to CPS, which he published on his website, claiming again that
Fucking
Shiloh's
told you,
endangered
dude.
to
I
her
gotta wait for
child
this shit to be
and-
done.
If there's no evidence to that. There's no evidence that she's a danger to her own child. I don't understand why this is okay.
Just play a game, dude.
Like they want to
Yeah,
protect
might as
the
well
child's
fucking
life because
play a
the
game,
mom
dude.
popped off when she
Can't
was
make
getting
me
robbed.
load up like 30
Like
different
this
games.
is crazy.
And pretty soon,
Nigga
with
left the
thousands upon thousands
whole
of
car
people whipped into a
window
pitchfork
down.
mob, she had been identified by name, but not just her name, her phone
Not
number,
random,
It's still
though.
loading up on
internet
the computer.
address,
So you
her
have to
social
wait
security
until the
number,
logo
her
completely
alleged
aggregate
places of
out.
employment. People were
Model
calling her
levels
phone and
can
making
take
death
it
threats and then
forever.
bragging
Yeah,
about it
dude, like the
openly.
stupid shader should just
Again,
end. Like now I can finally
is following a script that we all know by heart.
Like the shader
A
should
random
just
person
ended
is
now.
caught
Like
on
now
camera
I'm
doing
finally
something
actually
rude
loading
or
into the game,
offensive.
dude.
The video is posted by some third party, usually somebody who wasn't
Just
even
to
involved.
fucking back out again.
Thousands of sociopaths set out to destroy the person's life and possibly get them killed, all for sport as a form of like sadistic entertainment.
Yeah,
dude.
just hop on Discord.
Sadistic entertainment. I think
Yeah, I'm
it's,
about to go back on it again.
no morals. I think it's a culture of, for some reason,
You're
people
putting on,
do not
Chris.
have
I'm
morals.
trying to see
They
it.
feel like it is justified because they're
Damn it,
personally
you
offended.
fucking got ads and
Damn,
shit.
thanks for putting me on the front
streaming
page. I'm
into
definitely
Discord,
making
yeah.
content that'll make Kick proud right now. Thank you,
Oh,
bro.
fuck.
Oh God, but these are definitely people
my God.
with no morals that are just stirring up a mob to do something unbelievably
Fuck, maybe
disgusting.
load this game up
I
to
think
fucking back
partially
out,
it
dude.
might be entertainment. Partially it might be an entertainment thing. I think some of it is like some sort of disgusting perverted justice. And personally, I think that there is this weird social upbringing that goes on in America that loves the victimhood.
But yeah, that
They
nigga's
love
better load that
it's
shit
like
up right now.
a neo-Marxist perspective on the world.
He's a fucking
and
communist.
Everything in the world needs to be
And this is
divided
always what I
between-
be saying, Chad. If we just rewound the clock just a little bit back, you know, just like, you know, probably like 20, 30 years, you know, go back to like 1943, none of these people would be acting this way. Like if Hassan Piker was like alive during like the days of Oppenheimer, bro, my man would have been taken out on a boat and interrogated in the Russian manner, bro. Like, what the fuck, dude? You're not just finna sit up here spouting communistic shit and saying that you actually want the downfall of America and that you fucking hate us and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Like, do we deserve 9/11? Like, what are you talking about, bro?
oppressed and oppressor. If you are on the oppressed side, then you are the good guy.
Like, do you
If
know
are on the
what
oppressed
Boris
side, then you're
Pash
the
would have
bad
done
guy.
to you?
For some reason, in America, especially on the far left and like retard circles, I feel like if you are white, you are automatically
Like for instance, like just put this like comparison, dude. Look at what happened to Oppenheimer just for the Chevalier incident, dude. My man didn't even say nothing, dude. He literally just talked about what he worked on for like 2 seconds. Almost got like excommunicadoed from America. And you have Hassan Piker over here.
People don't want to live
Hamas
in a
Piker.
world where shit that stupid actually
I'll
flies.
sacrifice myself. Fuck it. So y'all
So
can
realistically, unfortunately, as much as people don't like to say it, I
I
am
wanna go
definitely
to
entertained watching this competitive racist race war that's
Race war! Race war!
Oh god, I firmly believe that every single person donating to Shiloh Hendricks, this is the consequences
Donating to Shia
of
LaBeouf.
the radical people on the other side. It is
Alright,
purely
dude, loading
their
up
fault.
fucking
It's not
Overwatch.
that everyone is racist, it's that everyone wants this bullshit to stop.
Yeah,
White
my son Rap
the
Simmons.
white privilege, the inequality, making believe it's equality. People don't want to live in a false reality where, for some reason, they have less rights than everybody else.
Nobody stops to think about the consequences. There's no consideration of proportionality.
All right, dude,
Saying
I'm
the
here,
N-word to
man.
a child in a moment of anger is bad. Is it so bad that it
You gotta
warrants
add my-
the
my
total and
shit, dude.
permanent destruction of a person's life? Is it so
Yo,
bad that they
Rap,
deserve to have
add
their
Chris.
physical safety and the safety of their family put in jeopardy?
Nah,
Is it so bad that they deserve to have their child
It's
assaulted?
right there, dude. I'm
Is it that
streaming
kind
in
of
the
bad?
Discord.
Now, to the social media mob, the answer is
What is
always
Gundam?
yes.
Oh, it is
Because
Gundam
yet-
Fire.
radical lunatics. Like
Stop
the
the gun
same
to
way
me. No, there's no
people on Twitter,
I like
you know,
the
they'll
bread.
call me a pedophile for
Because he's a literal
no
pedophile.
reason, to be honest. They'll
A
just drop that
pedophile.
out there with no evidence to anything. Obviously.
Pedophile.
But they'll just drop that shit out there because hey, I don't like that guy. That guy thinks Trump is pretty good, so I'm gonna call him a pedophile now. Proportionality, dude. These people are
Like my man literally just said he's a pedo
and,
just because
we
I
have
said
to
he's a
stop taking
pedo.
people on social media seriously, and simultaneously, we have to curb this culture. And
He said
listen,
I
I've
said
always
so,
been
so
on,
therefore it is.
the counterculture mob, and I am still on that side.
It's loaded.
The culture needs to die.
Yes, that is, provided that the offending stranger fits certain parameters. And the most important parameter is that the person, the offender, is white. And we all know how this script ends. The offender, in a desperate attempt to call off the dogs, tearfully apologizes and begs for mercy, a mercy that they surely will not receive.
That's why apologizing for stuff like this, unfortunately, in a just world, if you do something rude, you should apologize for it. But we don't live in a just world. We live in a world with a lot of retards.
We live in a world where people like fucking Frogan could shove fucking food down their throats while begging people for rent money and talking, you know, wishing death upon, you know, the very country that she's living in, and it's completely okay. But the moment that somebody like Tectone fucking calls her a fat lard, you know, it's game over. You get banned. Shadow Realm. Sorry, Jimbo. Looks like you're going to the Shadow Realm.
And that is why, unless you're absolutely certain you did something wrong and you truly regret it and were planning on changing your ways, you should not apologize.
Not changing nothing,
if she would have
bruh.
apologized,
Brother.
the story would be over. Everyone would call her a racist forever. No one would ever forgive her because forgiveness does not exist online. Nah, dude. They're out for blood. They're out for blood. So you gotta double down.
Gotta double down with double D.
Unfortunately, I don't think it's healthy or a good thing, but, I mean, it's how you fight this despicable war.
But that is where the M. Night Shyamalan twist ending
M.
comes
Night
in.
Shyamalan.
Because Shiloh Hendricks did not apologize. And
God damn! I'm telling you, this is literally how you
Night
win.
Shyamalan.
The way you win is just doubling down every time. It goes against every possible virtue, and you know what? It works. It works. Enough of this. Stop. Stop with the harassment. You
Halt!
know every single person
You
harassing
violated
her
the law.
right now and doxing her. Every single one of them is worse
All
than
stolen
she
goods
is.
must be forfeited.
And that is the truth.
You must pay a
instead, she
fine, or all
posted a
stolen goods will be
crowdfunding campaign
forfeited.
on Give, Send, Go, where she doubled down and defended her actions and asked for help to relocate and get her family to safety.
I mean, think about it. If she apologizes, they'll still call her a racist. If she doesn't apologize, well, then they're gonna call her a racist. But she makes $500,000.
She's a racista.
And she kills cancel culture, which is based. She kills cancel culture. It is. I really feel like society is evolving.
And then a double twist. A different group formed to counter the outrage mob. They started donating to her campaign.
can't type in
And
5
she
letters.
surpassed her original funding goal in less than a day. Within
This
3
guy.
days, she had earned over $500,000. Now she's somewhere north of $600,000.
God damn.
So the woman who was supposed to have her life ruined by the mob is instead on her way to potentially
not
becoming
exist,
a
dude.
millionaire. Now, this twist, as you can imagine,
Daddy
has
Darko
outraged
does
the
not
outraged
exist,
mob
bro.
even more. But
Oh, yeah.
a large number of prominent people on the right are also horrified by this turn of events. Just as one example, Colin Wright tweeted, "The woke right is now mirroring the woke left's tendency to glorify and martyr immoral degenerates solely based on shared racial identity."
Shared racial identity.
This is such an amazing story. I love content. Thank you, God, for this content. Thank you, God, for the N-word. Okay, that sounded wrong. But you know what I'm saying. Dude, this is crazy.
Yeah, dude, it's
This
not letting me
woke
send those friend
one-upmanship
requests,
is a
dude.
race to the very bottom.
Reciprocal violence.
Many conservative influencers and
It's a reciprocal tariff. I love the word reciprocal. Oh my God.
commentators, many of them who I like and respect, have echoed this sentiment. They
I just want to make this clear, by the way. If you have a
Oh,
different
wait,
perspective
hold
than
on.
me on
Is
things, I don't mind
Overwatch
at all. You have
crossplay?
every right to disagree with me on literally anything. And again, I think that it is bad that you called the kid the N-word. I do think that is a bad thing to do because, in general, I don't think you should just be calling racial slurs to people. It's pretty rude. That said and done, incredibly hot take. All of the fucking retards trying to cancel her, every single one individually that harassed her, sent death threats, incited violence, doxed her, showed up at her house, called her phone, those people were all worse. all of those people worse.
Say that.
Yeah, those
you know,
people should
donating
actually be
to
the
this woman
ones
are
to
behaving
fucking
no better
face
than
charges,
the
dude,
left.
because you
They
went
say
out
that
of your
this
way
is
to
the
do that
right
shit on
version
some
of the
nefarious
Carmelo
shit.
Anthony fundraiser that all.
It is not even remotely similar to the Carmelo Anthony fundraiser. The Carmelo Anthony fundraiser was fundraising for a guy that murdered
Who
someone.
committed murder?
It is not even remotely
He's
similar.
done it, sir.
And also, important to note, that one happened first. Like, I think the genesis is so much, it's so valuable as far as part of the conversation goes. Like, you gotta realize that so much of this is, it's retaliatory in a sense. People don't like the fact that people feel like they're living in a two-tier system in America. They don't. They don't feel like, they don't like it. All right? They don't. That's why DEI was so cringe. I was doing my Uncle Ruckus cosplay there for a second.
Also raised $500,000, even though he stabbed somebody to death, which I hope we can agree is far, far worse than saying a bad word. Some have even speculated that this whole thing is some kind of psyop meant to delegitimize the movement and make
No, I don't think so.
conservatives look racist.
Retaliatory raises. What the fuck is happening? Oh God, so entertaining. Holy shit. It's awful and hilarious at the same time.
To that, I must assure them, despite
That neighbor is guilty.
how it may seem, that not
That neighbor is
everything is a
guilty.
psyop. There are things that really just happen in life.
True.
Some things do just happen, and I think this is one of them. Now,
Who the fuck is this?
I understand that some people on my side feel, to put it scientifically, icky about this whole thing.
Well, I mean, I think anyone supporting her saying the N-word is a retard. But I do think that the people kind of liking the fact that there is pushback to the cancel mob, racial double standard bullshit, I respect that immensely.
I understand why they feel
Uncle Nux is no relation.
icky. I understand why they don't want to condone saying racial slurs to children. I don't want to condone it either. And I don't. And nobody
fuck
really
is
does.
this?
But
That's why I don't even say
We are
the
gonna,
fuck
when do
word.
I follow this person? What the fuck?
I think they're missing the point. In the past, most people enjoyed genuine privacy. What changed? In fact,
Well, what
use
changed?
that code constantly
Ilhan Omar happened.
/ Matt Walsh Show.
All right.
You know, I don't think they understand what's actually happening here or why. It is, in the end, a net positive that this woman has raised $500,000.
Wow, that's a crazy take. That's a wild take. I mean, to be honest, she probably does need the money at this point. There are people harassing her, doxing her. She's probably gonna have to move.
That's crazy.
To be honest, she probably will have to move. So I do think that this is crazy. God damn.
I'm glad she has. I hope she raises $1 million.
Oh shit.
These kids are
Yo,
bumping us around.
Dave should add you, bro. I sent him your shit.
Lord, that's
He's probably
crazy.
in the game or whatever, but he gonna add you, bro.
So, this is S
You're
tier
good, dude.
entertainment.
Yeah, he be
Everyone
getting
told me I should go watch what's it called?
I'm
Thunderbolt.
about to just pack
Where
some
Drake's
bolt rips,
coming
dude.
from.
I'm done.
This is what I'm talking about.
Don't be like,
I would not be
Dude,
joining
my
you.
arms, dude, my fucking forearms are killing me, dude. Like, I can't fucking scratch my back.
oh, stop.
Some of my conservative friends and wagging
That
my
shit was
finger at
funny
her
as
donors.
hell, bro.
And
Dude, I haven't done, like, fucking pull-ups. I haven't done pull-ups since 2023, dude.
I'll explain why.
I personally think there's many
fuck
things you
it.
can donate to. If you're really looking to
Yeah,
donate money, I
that's
personally
what
think there are better things to donate to. I donate
Yeah,
a
you
lot
owe
of
me a
money
plate,
in general,
nigga. Don't think
personally.
I forgot,
However,
bro.
I do not donate money.
Yeah, you owe me a plate.
But that's just my opinion. I
I'm
totally,
like,
it's your money.
damn,
You do what you
bro.
want with your money. God gave you
I'm
money.
like,
Nah.
I
Do
always
with
see
it what
you
you will. All right.
Ha ha.
your fucking beards and I never
First
touch
of all,
shit, bro. And
she
you
does
know
legitimately
something
for
is
the
wrong
mob.
with
The mob
you,
is truly trying to get her killed.
I always
I don't believe that a woman should have her
always
life
have.
threatened for
No, I do agree with that. I do agree with that.
Nigga, I
That is
do.
true.
Fuck
I do
out of
completely
here,
agree
bro.
with that. She probably will need to move. She probably does need the money.
saying a word, even a bad word.
Oh,
And you can say freedom of speech, but not
Let's
freedom
go.
of consequences for
3
your
cold
speech,
ones.
all you want. But if losing your livelihood and having your house burned down is a consequence of your speech, then you do not have free
Like,
speech.
Free
damn.
speech, yeah.
Free speech means
And he said Granny birthday.
I don't-
tomorrow, like,
I don't-
damn,
I don't think people understand what the meaning of free speech is. Just like how they don't understand what the meaning of Nazi is. Like, if you just fucking disagree with somebody, like, you know, like, let's say you go to Chuck E. Cheese's and you want pepperoni, but everybody else wants fucking cheese. if you want pepperoni, you're now seen as a fucking Nazi in today's day and age, just because you want pepperoni instead of fucking goddamn cheese.
Alright, toilet
It's like
paper.
saying you have free speech, or we're gonna put you in jail if we don't like your speech. Like, that's the same idea. It's like, of course you have free speech in England.
Get it early. No.
But
Remember when I fucked it up?
Yeah, England for sure has free speech. That's why you can wear a shirt that literally says free speech and then get arrested.
No, English?
Islamophobic will imprison you.
Totally, 100%, bro.
You just might end up in jail.
I'm supposed to clear it out.
Freedom of speech. Woo! That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Supporting someone's ability to speak without having their family murdered for it.
Yeah, true.
Okay, I mean, that should be pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Second, more importantly, and you know, this is the part that I really need everyone to stop and think about. This is the most devastating attack on cancel culture that we have seen.
I actually agree. When cancel culture comes for like me, for example, because that's happened a couple of times. You know, you get people sort of comments saying he's a racist, he's evil, he makes jokes, you know, stuff like that. When that happens,
Well, he told me I
I'm still here.
got
I still
you,
have a
so I'm
community.
like, damn.
I think I'm a pretty good guy. All things
Nigga
considered.
probably in the
Don't
middle
wanna
of
pat
fucking
myself on the back. All right, too.
sweating.
I'm a pretty good guy, and I think my audience knows that. And
Nigga
I
in the middle of
actually have a
sweating.
career. I'm pretty
Yeah,
much
I'm
more
like
successful
telling
than
this
ever
nigga
on YouTube,
to
thank God.
add my friends
With all that
because
said
I'm
and
like,
done,
king.
ironically, and
Cause niggas dead ass switched like
that
2
makes
games
sense.
that he's
So
on
when I see
TT, so
a
that's
random a YouTuber or whatever with an audience surviving cancel culture, I think that that's pretty normal. If you just stay true to your values, you'll get through it. No matter what cancel mob comes for you. Unless you're like a pedophile or some shit.
Playing Overwatch.
But
Niggas on stream, they're fucking up the
a
stream.
random person on a viral pop-off moment, for the most part, when they get canceled, their life becomes detrimentally worse. I've never seen it before that a random person that went viral for one of those "let's make them famous" moments, trying to cancel them and harass them. I've never seen.
I've actually seen that. He's incorrect. He's incorrect. He's talking. A good example of that would be Hawk Tua, the Cock Tua girl.
A net positive happened for that person, and this is the first instance of that I've seen, and that's why I find it so fascinating. Because realistically, this is a turning point in society. People don't like the empathy culture. Okay, go get the wall.
Empathy. Put yourself inside of me.
People don't like the double standard. People don't like the cancel
The
culture.
double chingasoria.
And this is pushback on that, and I agree that that is a net positive.
Possibly ever. Shiloh Hendricks has, without really trying,
Shiloh Booth.
effectively ended cancel culture. As Mark Dice said in his video about the incident, Shiloh is the final boss of cancel culture.
Shiloh is the final boss,
final
the
boss
raid
of
boss
cancel
of cancel
that
culture.
has to fight.
Listen, man, we got the Karens on
We've
one side
defeated.
of the force.
We have defeated the nighttime MMO RPG 2,000-hour raid. It has been defeated. We could all go home and play the game.
We got Karens on the other side of the force. All of society dictated by the Karens. Which Karens will prevail at the end of the day?
And I think that's right. And this is the part that many conservatives seem to be missing. All they see is that this woman said something bad and is now getting rewarded for it. The whole thing is so unsavory that they can't help but recoil. And yeah, it is unsavory. You wish that Shiloh had said or done something that we could affirmatively defend. That would be much easier.
True.
Nobody wants to affirmatively defend cussing out a 5-year-old. Even though I don't think the kid's actually 5. But
I don't support cussing out a 10-year-old either, in case you care.
none of that is the point. The point is that the only way to put an end to this routine, the routine where the outrage mob mobilizes and assembles to destroy somebody's life, is to disincentivize the routine. And the only way to disincentivize that behavior is to reward the person who's being targeted. Now, we can complain all we want about the mob.
He makes a good point. Like, he
about to
makes a good
start
point.
blizzards.
Yeah.
Got glizzy
I
litter.
don't look at the people donating money
The
to
Glizzy
Shiloh's
Goblin.
campaign as people donating money to support someone that said the N-word. I look at it
Glizzinator.
as donating money to someone who's being harassed by a gigantic
But
mob
yeah, but you
of
gotta
people.
start playing some stadium,
Kinda
bro.
how I see it.
Dude, I don't even know what that
tactics
is,
and
bro.
how they silence and punish people and exact vengeance in wildly disproportionate ways. We can
Is
condemn
that
it,
like
give you
we can write think pieces about it. We can
games that you gotta try out.
What?
to get your
Is
honest
that that
opinion
fucking
on this
football game? Is that that football game? Like the soccer
No,
one?
not that one. But although that was a good one.
That one actually looked pretty sick,
Be on
dude.
the Xbox.
Yeah,
Game
where it's like Rocket League, but it's not Rocket League, like it's actual people. I would actually play that shit, dude. That shit actually looks fun as fuck. Yeah, I don't know what stadium.
Nah,
Deliver monologues.
That
None of
boulder
that
shit
matters.
is right there.
None of that will stop
What do
them.
you mean
The
right
only
there?
thing
What
that
are you
can
talking
stop
about?
them, the
Under
only
Gundam
thing that will
Wing,
make them
bro.
think twice.
Oh,
about doing
stadium.
this
Oh, you're
again
talking about the game mode stadium. I
is
thought,
if they
I thought you
know
meant like an
this-
actual game called Stadium.
Nah. Nah, bro.
Hey, grand opening. What the hell is this? That was Stadium.
Instead of getting
Game
their
mode
target
stadium.
canceled, they
With
might
players
accidentally
10,
make them
road
rich and
control, no hero
Yeah,
swapping.
strike fear in the hearts of the retards. Make
It was like
retards
ranked?
Retards again. I support that.
more important even than the money.
I'm down for
They
ranked if
must
you
know that there's
fucking or whatever this is called. If you fucking invites me.
attempt to isolate and ostracize somebody
Yeah, he gonna
will
invite you, bro. He
fail.
just
That for every
just
person
being
condemning
Darius right now. They
the
just
targeted
fucking
person,
sweating.
2 more will rally to their defense.
He does this
You know, the
sweating in the
motto
game, bro.
is
He
mob
started
for
I mean,
before
I'm not even
niggas
gonna lie
left.
to you, bro. I'm
Dude,
not
like
even
nowadays, the left woke mob is literally like Hydra. You cut off one head, 2 more shall take its place.
lie to you, bro. I understand why Twitter is freaking out about this Matt Walsh video. I didn't-
Matt Walsh!
I didn't even understand. I haven't really watched Matt Walsh before.
Matt
but
Walsh!
yeah,
Ah!
People are really pissed about this. I really do.
Wow!
Oh my god. They're pissed at him because he's spitting. They're pissed at him because he is spitting right now. Holy
He's
shit, I wouldn't have
spitting
gone
on
so
his
far as
hand,
to
you
say
know,
that. I would- it's millions of dollars
and
everyone
fucking
donate
going to
there
work.
and, you know, does he link your GoFundMe in his GoFundMe? That'd be insane. Okay, no, that would be wild.
Seamless
I
white
get it, bro.
Long time has always been make this person famous. And a lot of them were saying that about Shiloh.
White grace.
Let's make her famous. Now, the assumption is that the fame will have an exclusively negative effect
impact,
on the
for sure.
person's life.
Negative
making
effect,
them
though.
famous means making them unsafe, making them bankrupt, making them persona non grata.
Making
With
it have
this
to, like,
case,
you know,
that
just
assumption
like,
has been
you know,
flipped
full
on its head. Because now the mob
fisticuffs.
knows that making them famous might help them more than hurt them.
Holy
Rather
shit.
than the fame being punished, it's rewarded.
I do think that's a part of it, for sure. I do think that's a part of it. I think cancel
Seedless
culture
grapes.
is growing so much. I think before
Like
Trump
seedless
became
grapes,
president,
bro.
for example, a lot
Yeah,
of people
seedless
were
grapes
pushing
are better
back
than
against,
regular grapes.
woke shit in video games.
let's pick out the seed.
And slowly but surely, everything
Silly
that
goose.
made culture toxic is going to have a counterculture to destroy it. Who do you like better, Shiloh or the Hawktua girl? Shiloh.
Shia LaBeouf?
Hawktua
Wait,
girl ran a
whoa.
crypto scam. From my perspective.
What are these new
Uh,
Roadhog
allegedly.
abilities? What the fuck?
And in my opinion, scamming people is so much
Oh, yeah.
than saying words that are offensive.
Oh, yeah, I forgot them. Just taking
That's
out
the only way
long.
to stop this. The making them famous tactic now
No, he
has a
hasn't.
So
powerful
tell him to go into the
disincentive
training
attached.
mode and tell him to look at all the
Justine
perks that he can
Sacco
buy.
is widely considered the patient zero of
Because he has
cancel
to buy
culture. Back in
perks every round.
2013,
He
she was on
basically
a
makes
flight
money
to
like
Africa, and she
in,
tweeted jokingly
I heard about
that
that.
he went to
doesn't
Team
get
Deathmatch.
AIDS when she gets to Africa.
True, true.
And
Oh, yeah.
that hour, when she
Yeah,
made
nobody
it
was saying
hours
nothing,
later, You're
dude.
probably familiar with the story.
This is casual,
she
though, so I
discovered
can back
that her
out.
tweet had gone viral across the country. The mob
Yeah,
had
my
made her
friend's in the
famous,
middle of a match. He's
and
about
she
to
lost her job. She was
17
cast
when
out of
he
polite
died.
society.
Well, you guys
Her
done?
life
I'll back out.
was over. And our culture, as we knew it, had also
Yeah, don't
been
back
changed
out, yeah.
irrevocably.
Okay.
Now,
He's right. He's right. You cannot let the
Yeah,
retards
you should learn the perks, though.
Can't
Or
let
at
the
least
retards
look
win.
some of them
I
shits
used to
up.
very much have the perspective of live and let live. Right?
I don't know what
What
you're
they're doing
talking
is
about,
not
dude,
hurting
and neither
like,
do
who
you.
cares? But I changed my mind. You got to stand up for your morals. You got to stand up for your virtues. You have to. Because if you don't, then they will keep pushing further and further and further until they are canceling you for the most benign of
Get the fuck over here, motherfucker. Get fucked.
I wish
Who is that?
that somebody had started a crowdfunding campaign for her all the way back in 2013. I wish that while half the internet was trying to wreck their life over a dumb joke,
Cornelius Baxwell III, Buster Baxter.
The thing is, I feel like the counterculture campaigns need to be focused on taking down.
Dude, I forgot how much fun fucking Road Fog was.
Destroy her, as opposed to
Road
rewarding her
Glizz.
for action. It needs to be a reward
Road
for standing
Glizzy.
steadfast against society trying to ruin her. I really hope that line in the sand is actually drawn.
Dude, the line in the sand will never be drawn. They're always gonna try to obscure it as much as possible.
It's a race war in the making.
Because that allows them to get away with more bullshit.
But yeah, we'll see how this goes.
I wish people had donated $500,000. I wish they donated $1 million. I wish they donated $50 million. And that's not because I think an AIDS joke is worth $50 million. It wasn't that good of a joke. It's not because I think that Justine Sacco is some great hero.
What the fuck?
That
What's
would have
that?
destroyed cancel culture in its infancy. The entire incentive structure around this online left-wing version of mob justice would have been broken right at the start.
It would have.
They made her famous, and she profited from the fame rather than being ruined by it. Then the make her famous tactic would have died right there, and that would have been the end of it. But it didn't.
Ah, fuck! I'm about to kill this fucker. Race war! Race war! Race war! Race war going down! Woo! Shit is going down!
Do not condone it.
Race war!
The content is gonna be crazy.
Mob justice worked out really well for the mob every time for the next decade and a half.
I don't know.
Now that's finally changed.
True.
And you don't have to like.
I think it was Carmelo. I really think that was the moment where people realized that nah.
Dude, Overwatch is one of the first games I got on PC besides like the movie battle shit and fucking CS:GO.
The white guy and got support with a donation.
Yes.
Fundraiser made $500,000.
Yeah, bro. If you guys had CS:GO, I'd smack you in CS:GO with the fucking AW. Did you give me the Scar H in CS? I'll fucking get an ace, dude. I'll take out your whole squad.
I said that was the moment the facade of white privilege died.
Fucker, look at you.
I think I'm right, to be honest. I think I am correct. I think that was the turn in the road. I really do. I think this is a clear example of the pushback on that. They're supporting a white person for saying words that got her life destroyed for it.
Yeah.
And they supported someone that murdered someone. And I think that contrast.
Oh, I just knifed this fucker.
It's so blatant and obvious.
He's
and
mad.
The fact that the media obviously cares so much about someone that said the N-word, that cares about.
Yeah, I'm actually having fun on Overwatch.
Someone that murdered somebody. Like, I think when you
Roadhog.
Context, it is.
No. Yes. Oh, we lost.
Shiloh or
Gotta
agree with her
fuck
choice
this
of words
motherfucker
to
up.
see that. Speaking of her choice of words, there is another point that I think has to be made here.
Oh God, we're going down the N-word debate. Is it happening? All right, we have an N-word debate every 2 years.
N-word debate.
25 N-word debate. Is that happening?
Always included with the fucking race war.
The mob that tried unsuccessfully to cancel Shiloh Hendricks was far more outraged over Shiloh saying the N-word than they were over Carmelo Anthony stabbing somebody to death. Indeed, many of them actively supported Carmelo Anthony.
That's insane.
You guys,
Like
you guys ready, yo?
We're at BJ's, but
here we go. You see this guy?
Yeah, Darius is fucking. He's playing.
So we're at BJ's. You hear this guy?
He's like, get that. He's like, brother, my friend is out too.
This guy.
Radicalizing. It really is. Nothing
He's
radicalizing
tentacleizing.
more than people on the
Oh,
other side.
GTA 6.
Everyone's going to the alt-right pipeline. It's like, oh my God, I'm going to listen to a Trump speech and then I'm going to start wearing Nazi uniforms. Right? People really think that
Dude, people think that if you fucking vote for Trump, you're just gonna start like, Vazarai. Hi, say, right. Me, Zarai.
Everyone is wrong. Nothing will radicalize you more than the people on the side that you are trying to defend. Literally.
Yar.
The pipeline for being against trans people doesn't start with Donald Trump. It doesn't start with religious zealots. The pipeline against trans people starts with chemical castration of children, sex change operations for children, indoctrination for children, introducing sex into schools for 5-year-olds, taking children to drag shows. That is where the radicalization against trans people starts. Absolutely. The alt-right pipeline starts on the left. And it's crazy. It is insane. It is insane. Every single time.
Another one, dude. I'm just smoking kids right now.
Black people is it's not coming from some sort of massive society shift.
What the fuck? Why am I not queuing up for Stadium right now?
Rewarded for stabbing a white kid. And I feel like that happens every single time.
Murdering Austin Metcalf. They rewarded him financially. And this is all part
Oh my
of
God,
the
from behind.
preposterous racial double standard that has defined American culture for generations now. It is a double standard that declares it a greater crime for a white person to say a word than for a black person to kill a white person.
And by the way, I don't think most people think that. I think that this is. I'll use a hypothetical. I think 90% of people. All right, I'm making this number up, but I think 90% of people on the left do not support Carmelo Anthony stabbing a white kid.
Oh my God.
They don't. Of course not. It's insane. It's ridiculous. But I do think the 10% that are supporting Carmelo Anthony are fucking loud. Those are the motherfuckers.
We gotta go to
fucking. All right, and realistically, social media is decided by the loudest voice.
In fact, killing a white person could even be a just punishment for saying that word, according to these standards. The rules surrounding this word, the moral weight granted to it, the arbitrary guidelines drawn around it, it's all nonsense. It's all indefensible on both moral and intellectual grounds. People are fed up with it.
Dude, these kids suck.
What you're seeing in this story, people are just now that child, if he's like the average black child in this country, did not hear the N-word for the first time from a white woman at the park last week.
We claimed that word.
Okay, he's no doubt heard it thousands of times.
Man, my favorite thing is when you say, hey, people say the N-word, and then people are like, no, of course, can black people say the N-word? Yes, of course they can. So it's like, so you're saying that black people have more rights than white people? And it's like, no, black people are victims, obviously. Oh my God, dude. That's
Always the victim card.
That's crazy, man.
This
is fucking crazy.
He likely hears it every day. He probably,
I understand that a word used, I'll give you another example though. A word that's used to convey hate against a race is obviously going to be very different than a used word in intellectual context. For example, like, it's used in a context of endearment sometimes, and I feel like that is not as vitriolic as using it in a context of belittlement. I think that is I think that's an important differentiation though.
Probably hears it in his own home.
True.
Are we supposed to believe that he's heard the word 1,000 times, but it's time 1,001 that really
yeah,
him?
now he's traumatized.
I mean, the idea
the
that the word
fucking
is
one
a
person
common
saying it
greeting
then.
for one race, but unspeakably evil.
You're calling rap intellectual? No, I mean like when it's used in like Huckleberry
I finally
Finn,
found the
or in
game, dude. That's
novels,
crazy.
or as a quote.
Kicked
And
me out
stuff
of the
like
fucking
that.
game. I was smacking.
Stuff like that is obviously not used in an offensive way. Obviously. And I personally think that offending people in general is not a very nice thing to do. Now, I'm going to call people like Frogan a fat piece of shit, which is offensive. Wait,
what?
Title of being called a fat
Oh
piece
no,
of
dude!
shit.
I don't like this game mode. I
Uttered
can't
by a
fucking
different
choose
race
my characters.
Is
No
laughably
Roadhog.
ridiculous. The idea that one race can say the word 10,000
Oh
times a
no
day,
no no! I
and
don't
the
like
other race
this.
cannot speak
This is
in the
not
syllables
good.
under any circumstance, even if they're just repeating what someone else said
Dude,
or
this is
singing
gay.
along to a rap song.
Yeah, when it says a quote, or when it says a quote,
say? I'm gonna look at you like modern. I'm gonna be like,
when it's in an intellectual way or singing along to a song and people get really upset about stuff.
Oh
Like,
crap,
that is like that's a Lord Voldemort kind of thing. For
That idea again is totally indefensible, which is why no one has ever tried to defend it.
dude! This is lame.
Instead, it's just yet another, racial rule of the road that we're supposed to follow without ever asking.
Dude, I don't
any
like this,
questions
dude. I
about
wanna
it or
play this
expecting
shit.
anyone to explain it. Or justify it. People are
Like I
sick
can't
of
fucking
that.
choose. Can't choose
Sick of it.
Roadhog,
Sick
dude.
of it.
go to power first.
Now,
So you start
it's
off
really-
by
it's-
picking
it
a
is
power.
simple. If it's
yeah, you're gonna
wrong
get
to
to pick
say
one
the
of these abilities.
then
So
it's
in
wrong
total,
for
you'll get
anyone to
4
say it.
by
If
round
black
8, I
people
believe.
want white
But
people
usually you only
to
make it
not
to like
say the
round
word,
3 or 4.
then they
So
need
you'll
to
only
not
at
say
most
it.
get like 4.
Damn, I see
So
why
for
Twitter
me,
was upset with this.
Reinhardt,
If you
I
say
use.
do.
Oh, I can't
Everyone
even
else
show you
can
the
say
keys.
Point blank. It's that simple.
Oh,
That's
shit.
how life works.
All right, that's what Twitter
This
was
is
upset.
lame.
Yeah, I figured it out.
No, you can't do that. You can't say.
No, no, no.
We can do
Did you
this thing,
already
but you
pick the
can't."
other stuff?
Doesn't work that way.
No, I'm saying it's
It
lame
does
because it's
not
not letting
work
me pick
that
like the
way.
one
Well, it
character
did
that
work
I
that way
like.
for a long time. It was
Oh, yeah,
indefensible,
you got
and it's
it.
just
They're
not gonna
adding
work
more.
that way
There's like
anymore.
no Roadhog. There's just all characters that I
Sorry.
don't play. Like I don't like this game mode.
And no matter who is saying
Damn,
it, it's not.
equality.
They're all
just
characters
not
that I
going
none
on.
of none literally like I play like at least like 7 different characters in this
As
game.
an
None like
advocate of
literally
gender
none of them are
equality,
fucking in this game mode. Dude. What the
We should be able
fuck?
to drop kick women when they're acting like assholes. I firmly stand by
Damn it.
equality.
I don't want to play as
Oh,
fucking
God.
diva.
Any
like
worse than
this
any
is
other
a
slur
Rule
or
34 bitch.
vulgarity.
You know how
It's
many
not
motherfuckers
special.
be
The word
jacking
is not
off this
magical.
bitch?
It's not some kind of mystical curse.
no.
It's not some kind of dark incantation that conjures evil spirits from the netherworld. It's just a word. It's a vulgar word. It's a rude word. It's a word that I believe polite people shouldn't say for the same reason they shouldn't use any other vulgarity. I'm using N-word right now instead of saying the actual word for the same reason that I would say F-word or C-word instead of those actual words. Those are vulgar words, but that's all. The reflexive, indefensible.
Well, I mean, I think a lot
I'm
of it is
diva.
insulting
I'm
people in
diva.
general is something that I think is not very nice to do. Insulting people or humiliating people or embarrassing people or thrashing, harassing people, things like that are obviously not nice.
Skittling
things
their
to do.
diddle.
When I do it, because I know that people are obviously going to say, "But Dux, you make fun of retards all the time." Absolutely, I do, of course. When they put the clown makeup on themselves, of course you have to call them clowns. To make retards again, this is the mantra. I fully support making retards again. However, they gotta earn that title.
Oh my god,
They gotta
dude.
earn the title
game
of
mode
retard
fucking
before
sucks
you
cock.
call them a retard. Absolutely.
Capricious, vacillating racial double standards are over. People are fed up with them. They are fed up with the game and they don't want to play it anymore. And that's all that this world has become. That's all that our quote-unquote race relations have become. A game. A game with arbitrary rules and incredibly excessive punishments for anyone who breaks them. It's like the societal equivalent of a child, trying to walk on the sidewalk without stepping on a crack. Eventually the kid gets bored with it, starts walking normally again, because it turns out that if you step on a crack, you're not really going to break your mother's back. The rules are fake.
Well, everything else.
And eventually people get tired of following them.
Yeah,
Telling
they're gonna
white
get tired of
people
the
and white
lies.
People only that they can't combine two
The
specific
gaslighting.
syllables under
The
any
ass-lighting.
circumstance. It's like telling them they can't touch their head unless someone says Simon Says.
Simon Says, oh!
Yeah, people are really fed up with this this whole thing. Like, again, I think partially you don't want to offend people. Partially you don't want to just get involved and embarrass or insult people, because that's just not a nice thing to do. And for whatever reason, the N-word is insulting to a lot of people, and therefore I don't use it. However, comma, there is an important however here. However, you gotta recognize that if you're gonna be all up in arms about something like this, but you're gonna defend stabbing people or stuff like that, you're
Got their healer. They're fucked now.
and retarded.
White guilt is the fuel that keeps all this going. White guilt is what convinces white people to follow arbitrary rules that make no sense, to tolerate, even defend a system that's rigged against them with blatant double standards. It's what's compelled white people to acquiesce to a culture that says that, every race can and should defend and root for their own, but white people and white people only
should not,
be
yeah,
conscious of their race at all.
Yeah, it's so
Like, it's just
gross
like everybody
and
else is
disgusting.
cool
No
but
more
white
debate
people,
shit.
and then
You
we're
can
not gonna
stop,
pretend like that's
you can
racist.
stop, you can be proud of who you are, no matter who you are. Like, you can stop. And it's over.
None of
And
it
it's
is
actually
fair
ending.
or morally correct.
It's ending.
And the Carmelo Anthony case, where a black teen raked in $500,000 as a reward for
Oh, he won.
stabbing a white
Oh, and I'm
kid
at the
to
top,
death,
of course.
was for a lot of people the final straw.
That's what I said. That is exactly what I said. Absolutely. I think that was the zenith. That was the end. That was when people said, you know what? No more even make me believe white privilege is a thing.
The final straw of many, many straws.
She said, make sure that there's
Yeah, now it's like
The
anti-white
straw in
privilege.
this case comes on the heels of that.
I got this.
A lot of people online are fretting
This is the
that
badge, right?
this is the
Let's go,
beginning
either
of some
day.
kind of
So they
race war.
turn right.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a race war, and it's certainly not the beginning.
I don't think it's a race war either, to be honest. I really
Everything
think
in
it's
that
more of
culture
a culture
goes
war. The current culture of society, is really rough. It's difficult. It really is difficult. It's difficult when society will blast you and attack you and insult and assault you for, all that sort of shit. Now again, I am not racist at all. Actually, I am very, very much. I'm one of the least racist people of all time. That doesn't mean
Least
statistics
racist.
aren't a real thing. That doesn't mean
Non-racial.
that you're gonna have bad people in every group. Because
This nigga don't know
obviously
spot
you are,
on,
and that doesn't mean you're not gonna have wonderful, fantastic, incredible people in every group, because you have that too. Obviously.
Not everybody can be great.
But it's just a matter of perspective. It's a matter of perspective. When you say,
Depends on who you
hey
ask.
dude, hey guys, hey everybody, saying the N-word is tantamount to murder. That's insane. That's crazy. Ruining someone's life because they said a word which they should not have said, and I've said this entire time. She shouldn't have called the kid the N-word. But stop, bro.
I mean, there's been a war waged on whiteness for a long time in this country. So this is not the beginning of anything.
Okay.
But it may be the end of something.
Oh, shit.
The end of racial double standards.
The end of
The end of
democracy.
cancel culture.
I don't know if it's the end, but it's definitely a pushback for sure.
This is an ugly story in a lot of ways. But if history has
I'll take the fight to you!
it's
Ha
that ugly things die ugly deaths.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah.
I see why people on Twitter are upset about this video, because they don't like hearing facts, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that I condone literally everything you said in this video.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about those situations, to be honest. The way I see it, it's just like rules for thee, not for me. It's just kind of like, for the most part, I'm kind of over that shit, so it's like, whatever. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next YouTube video. Later, guys.